All right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Today is day 57 of paying my bills with dividends. Yesterday, we got the first bill paid and we're going to work on the second one. Really excited about that. Like, really excited. So, the snowball is rolling. Everything's been cranking along. We had down market the last, few days, and that's been good. We've been able to buy some of our shares a little bit cheaper. And even better, I am in the backyard smoking a blood medicine cigar. This is a limited edition 2026, but this one is pretty dang good. So pick some of these up in San Antonio in a little cigar lounge, and pretty excited about it. So this is great. I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. So I just got off a meeting. I had a couple calls with people, and I do want to thank all of you for sharing my videos with people. I've gotten some feedback that friends, family, those kind of things. It's entertaining, right? So, it starts the thinking process of, hey, maybe I can invest and pay my bills with dividends, and now you're seeing proof of it happening, on my videos. So, it's just whether you invest in the way I am, or you find your own thing that works. That's great. So we live in an amazing time. Somebody commented a couple days ago, we live in an amazing time where we don't have to call somebody at Charles Schwab. Like my my grandpa, I remember when I was a kid, he would open the Wall Street Journal every morning, and he would sit there and go through it and look at all of his investments. He would call his stockbroker and put in his trades. He used to carry around 3x5 cards in his pocket that had, like, when do I buy, at what price, when do I do things. And he actually built an amazing portfolio. He died kind of young, 65 years old. My grandma lived another, over 20 years after that. But he had built up his portfolio so that she could, he had a family trust that he had built that all that got moved into. And she was able to survive the rest of her life on that money and the dividends that came out of it. And so I don't know why I didn't take it to heart when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, grandpa. But it wasn't until I had a mentor later who was like, actually, you can do it. You don't need a 401k. You don't need an IRA. You don't need a Roth. You don't need any of this stuff in order to retire well. And I was like, what about living well? Can we do that? And that was how we got to where we're at. So I kind of reflecting on that this morning with some conversations I've had with people where, they are inspired enough by seeing stuff that's happening, not just from my channel, but other ones on YouTube, where people are getting financially free and they're able to invest in a way that they have control. They have control over it, and they're not trapped into something like a 401k, and threatened with a penalty if you ever need the money, that kind of thing. So, and you can live your life now. You don't have to wait till you're 65 to start living well, and that's why I invest this way. All right, so with that, I'm going to tell you about something that's come up with a lot of people having. I think number one feedback I get from people is I just don't have the kind of money to invest to speed up this process, and so that I can help with. So I can't give financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to go over that here in a minute, but I can give business advice and how to make more money. So first off, let's talk about this. So if you run a business of any kind, it doesn't matter if it's white collar or blue collar, although I run Blue Collar Connect. I coach and work with, run a mastermind for contractors, home services, and trades. That's what I do all day, every day is help those members grow their businesses. And, we're in Boise and Salt Lake and San Antonio and Phoenix right now, and have about 400 businesses that are part of our network that we've built out, our mastermind groups. And we help them with their businesses all day. But before that, I coached everybody. And so if you need help, I'm not charging you for this, by the way. If you're white collar, I'm not going to take your money on that. And if you're blue collar, if you're not in a market that we're in, I don't have anything for you. But what I will do for free is I'm going to do, and I promised this early on in one of the first round of videos, and I've just been like stacked, growing multiple markets since the first round of videos. I've opened up Phoenix and I opened up North Utah, north of Salt Lake. And so I'm a busy bastard, let's just say. So, but I've got a little bit of free time over the next few weeks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a live video. I bought a new whiteboard from the house that's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to do a live. And on that live, if you're interested, post in the comment. I don't know how to do this. I've never done YouTube before. So I'm going to try and figure out how to schedule a live for sometime next week and how to get it to you guys. So, if you know how to do that, give me some suggestions in the comments on how to do that right. But if you run a business in particular, or you want to run a business, or you're thinking about running one, or you have one that's already running but that's not meeting your financial goals, not growing fast enough, you need more customers, you need more employees, your business profits is not where it should be, or any of those, you got a business problem that's holding you back from reaching your financial goals, we'll get on a live. I'll do let's just call it 2 hours. I'll do 2 hours of, I'll commit to that. But if we can get everybody knocked out faster than that, then it'll be smaller. It'll be shorter than that. But I'll commit 2 hours of my time. We'll dive into you guys' businesses, and I'll help you grow those businesses. So, and the reason I keep looking up is there's a dang drone flying over my neighborhood right now, and it's loud. It's like bzz, 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 back and forth. I wish they would let us shoot those things down, but we're not allowed to. So apparently that's a federal crime, I guess. So not allowed to take out drones, but so don't do that. A guy here in Idaho just got in trouble for that, so that's a no-go. But I will tell you this. When it comes to businesses, I'm great at running businesses, but I'm even better at helping other people grow the business to the size that they want to meet their financial goals and get their dreams fulfilled. So I will do that for you. I commit to it. I'll find a time over the next couple weeks, a 2-hour block that I have, and I'll figure out how to schedule that live up. I'm sure there's a Google article or YouTube video on how to do it, and I'll figure it out today, and I'll get that scheduled. And if you want to jump in there, the only thing I ask is that you bring one problem that you're having, or one thing that you're like, I got this one issue, and I'll probably talk about this in every video until that point. But one thing that you got going on, if you can fix it in your business, it would change everything for you. You're like driving around town and you're like, dang, if I could just fix this one problem, it would make my life and business so much better. And I'll add to that, I'll give you a plan. I can't give it to you in writing because I'm here and you're there, but I will write it on a whiteboard, and you can screenshot it. And of course the recording will be on YouTube. So you'll be able to go back and reference it. But I will help businesses. In 2 hours, I could probably do 8 to 10 people pretty easily, but I think it's worth it for everybody to jump on there. If you run a business, you'll get a lot of value out of hearing other people's problems and how we fix it for them. So, all right, that's what I got. Let's get into investing some money, and let's send it. I'm gonna go and share my screen, and we'll get after it. All right, screen share is working perfect. I had to redo the whole video, not the intro part, but I had to stop the whole thing and start over because it wouldn't share my screen. All right, so there we go. I think it's working. All right, so this is a little disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I talk about here is just me investing my own money and the strategy I'm using. So if that interests you, stick around. If you need financial help, read some books. That's what I recommend doing. Read some books and do your own research. That is a good place to start. So, most of the financial advisors out there that I've met, this is not all of them, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you're a financial advisor, the 99% make the 1% look bad. They are financially motivated to sell you products. That could be life insurance, whether it's whole life or, universal life or any of those products, term insurance. They're trying to put you into a product where they get paid, and they're running a business. So they are trying to get paid on this stuff, and I am not. So I don't take any form of payment for any of the stuff that I do, other than advising business owners through Blue Collar Connect. So that's my day job. I help out a ton of business owners, and I make plenty of money doing my own investing. And so I got nothing to sell you. All right, so with that, this is just me sharing my own money. This is my journey, and if you want to hang around for that, awesome. So all right, so this strategy that I'm using, it came from about 14 years of dividend investing. And I've been financially free for a number of years where my bills are paid for with dividends. And I will tell you this, it's been great. It's great. I like being free to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want, eat whatever I want, fly wherever I want, and not have to worry about whether or not I'm going to have enough money on the next paycheck to cover that, plus my mortgage and everything else. So, so the way I live my life now is kind of in a free state, where I'm not tied down to a piece of property. I'm not tied down to other things, other than, I've got family and married, obviously, and, have kids, but, financially, I'm not tied to a certain thing. So, which has been fantastic. And so a buddy of mine, he challenged me to come up with a new strategy if I had to do it all over again with today's tools. So I did, and we've been executing on this obviously for 57 trading days, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to see how it goes. So the goal here, grow dividend income to cover all personal expenses. And so I created a Snowball. Let's go ahead and put this one in the green because this one is paid. So paid that one off, done. Let's do done. Wonderful. Yesterday, 6/10/26. So finish that one off yesterday, 6/10/26. We're going to see how many trading days it takes to get the next one done. I've had votes of 18 days, 20 days, 20 trading days. So this one took us from the time we started buying monthly ETFs to the time we got this one paid was 24 trading days. But we've been at this, 57 total trading days, today being 57. So what do we do, right? So I've got all these bills up here. We're going to get paid. The strategy here, I created a phase. But I don't know why I keep saying we. It's just a habit because I have a team, so I keep saying we, but it's me, myself, and I. That's the we I'm talking about. All right, so phase one, I created this with weekly paying ETFs. The goal was to grow a Snowball that was bigger at the beginning. And a lot of people have asked me this question, which is why not make that the weeklies up to 500 a month or 600 a month or 700 a month, before I started investing into the monthlies. And there's two reasons for that. Number one is it'd be real boring watching me do the same thing every day and not actually paying any of the bills, which is the goal. Number two is I would get bored with it. Number three is the weekly paying ETFs are unstable. They are not a stable form of income. They don't pay consistent dividends. The share price appreciates and depreciates like on a whim. I mean, like we've had some of these even since we started in the last 57 days, swing a 20%, 10% up and 10% down in a very short period of time on share price. And that's by design. I mean, that's the way they're supposed to be, but you can't count on them. And, and so I wanted to just get the snowball rolling with them. And then I'm continuing to invest into them on a much smaller basis than what I was at the beginning. I was buying one every single day. And now the snowball is rolling. And so once that happened and we got phase one done, buying the weekly payers, and you can read this. I don't need to read it. But, I'm saying this, I'm investing $300 a day of my own money, and I'm still doing that. We did it up to $400 a month in distributions. And then as soon as I hit that $400, we started buying monthly paying ETFs that are more consistent. So as you can see here, they're tax efficient. I have some diversity in there. I'm in different areas of the market. And then historically, they've grown over time. And I wanted a 10% dividend return. Some of them are low. One of them's lower than that right now. But the rest of them are meeting our goals on all these things. So that said, I am using margin. The reason I have the 30% underline is I was using less margin at the beginning. Then I recalculated based on a comment. They're like, have you done the math based on what's happened so far to see if you're going to meet the goal of getting this done in the time frame that we're looking for? And so I redid it, and I needed to add more margin in order to speed up the process. So that happened the day after that. So thank you so much for kind of refocusing me and going, hey, by the way, your math, you might want to look at that because we don't know going into it. All we have is historical information. We don't have real-time data. Now we have real-time data since I've been doing this for, a couple months now. So now we got some real-time data. We're able to pivot on the fly. By the way this is structured and those kind of things may change. So it'll change as we go along and things are working or not working. All right. So invest 50% of distributions plus 30% margin into monthly paying ETFs, and then 50% plus margin back into the weekly payer. So the total margin used in the portfolio will not exceed 20%. If it does, I will stop putting distributions into these. I will just be putting the $300 a day into them until the dividends chunk down the margin back into the safe zone. But right now we're well in the safe zone, so we're good to go. So weekly payers are at $400 a month. We're going to put the $300 a day plus margin. We're going to split that 50-50 between the weekly and monthly pairs. So as the snowball's gotten bigger, the dividends have gotten bigger. We've been able to buy more shares every single week. So the accumulation of shares is starting to speed up. So shares of the monthly pairs, we're buying those evenly. We're using dollar cost averaging. So the last few days when everything's been in the red, it's been good. Been able to buy things down. So that's a good thing. All right, the goal here, dividend 10% dividend return, talked about that, and the monthly payers are what pay the personal expenses, not the weeklies. So I'm not counting on those weeklies to do anything other than to help me grow the monthlies faster. And so far that's worked out the way that I wanted it to, and things are working well. So we did finish the last bill yesterday, so we took 56 total trading days. Total, we should put that in there, trading days. So we can define that. And then 24 trading days of buying monthlies in order to get that first bill paid. And so this is how the snowball works. It should take less trading days to get this next bill paid. So we're going to find out together whether that's the case. And, because we have a huge jump in the size of the bills as we go on. So it's 60, 70, 150, boom, we're up to $400 a month. So, this will take a little bit longer, but that's why the snowball is so important. We want to make this thing speed up with each bill. We're chunking it down faster. All right. So the goal here is to pay everything in 1.5 years from inception. We are somewhat on track for that. We're going to find out what the market does. Some of this is reliant upon the market performing well. If it doesn't, and we have lower distributions on 1 week or the next week or whatever, then it'll slow things down slightly. But so far, like this week, we're finishing out the week today because I'm still going to invest tomorrow, but there's no more distributions this week because I have weekly payers on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today being Thursday, so we finished out the week, the highest week yet of investing. So we're going to go look at that here in a minute. And then future phase 3, I've got one more vote here on this. So I'm taking votes on this. If you want me to put phase 4 in here, or phase 3, not phase 4, phase 3 into it, where I'm taking my old portfolio from strategy 6 and I'm pulling out the REITs, BDCs, ETFs, closed-end funds, that kind of thing that have a long history of share price appreciation and dividend growth. Those are the stabilizers, right? So what I do, just so you know, I started out with the weeklies, start the snowball off, get it rolling, and then we get all the bills paid for with those monthly ETFs, and then I'm going to add in REITs, BDCs, ETFs, closed-end funds, those kind of things. After phase 2 is complete, I'm going to sell all the weeklies. And then I'm going to move those into the monthlies, and then I'm going to use those distributions, those additional distributions that are going to be beyond what pays the bills. So those monthlies will then have all the bills paid, and then I'm going to have a sizable chunk of money from those monthlies left over afterwards, and I'm going to take that money plus my $300 a day, and I'm going to invest into what I call long-term buy and hold and grow dividends over a long period of time. And that's what pays for my lifestyle. So, like cigars and badass coffee and this badass coffee mug. And so, I can buy nicer and nicer things all the time because I'm buying more of those all the time. So eventually I get to the point where I am now, where I live on 50% of my distributions, and then I have 50% that I reinvest. And by live on, I mean, I've got all my bills paid and my lifestyle's covered. So that's the goal here. All right. So there we go. All right. If you want to see that, let me know. We're about probably a year and several months away from me getting into that. But if you're interested, I'll stick around on here longer and keep going into those. All right. So with that, here's my portfolio. By the way, all the stuff you see in here is all included down at the bottom in the description. So my strategy, all these Google Sheets, everything, they're all free. So you can just go download them, do whatever you want with them. All right. So if you want to do some research, you can click on any of these. I put the links in here so that I can easily get to them. So if a strategy change happens, I know about it. I do go about once a month. I go read through these and see if there's any changes. So with the weekly paying ETFs that we're in, we got blocks, Maggie, PLTW, HOW, Top W. So we got some Roundhill stuff, Nicholas, Rec Shares, Tap Alpha, Yield Max, a couple more Roundhill funds, and a couple more Rec Shares ones. So FEPI and AIPI used to be monthlies, and now they're weekly. So I moved them up here. We had already buying them as part of our monthly set. So I moved them up, replaced them out, and added a couple more. So now we were at 13 of each. Now we're at 15 weeklies, and we have 15 monthlies. So the monthlies, I've got a couple JP Morgan funds, ROCY and ROCQ, and here's why: because they're return of capital, so I want tax efficiency. ROCY is the only one so far that the dividend yield is less than 10%. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see where we're at with that. And I don't think I'm going to swap it out. I like it. We're going to keep it around and keep investing into it. But it is, I've had a couple people go, that's not 10%. And I'm like, I didn't know because it was a brand new fund when we got into it. So now we know, but we still have some growth. It's still tax efficient, still doing its thing. So we're going to leave it. But the rest of these, ROCQ, SRV, everybody else is above that 10% dividend return. Now, the only one that there's a couple of them that I'm like on as far as growth is concerned. So BTCI, the total return is in the negative, and that is because crypto has been sucking. So I'm taking a swing on a couple crypto funds. As you can see, I've got the two Round Hill funds. I've got blocks up here, so I've got some crypto exposure, and then I've got crypto exposure down here with this Neos Bitcoin fund. I'm keeping it around because I believe cryptocurrency is going to go on another bull run, and when it does, I want to be positioned to take advantage of those higher distributions. So we're just going to take a swing, and hopefully it works. The rest of this stuff is not as crazy, although we've got gold and silver in here, which are both, you know, speculative kind of things where I'm like, are those going to work? I'm more speculative for me. Is gold and silver going to go up or is it going to go down? Who knows? So we're going to find out, but along the way, we're going to collect as many distributions as we possibly can off of those. And then down here, here's the newer ones that we added in. We put some Neos boosted funds in here. They're XSPI and XQQI funds. That's what we replaced out, FEPI and AIPI. And then we added EGI and GBIQ in order to kind of balance out the 15 weeklies and 15 monthlies. And, you know, I've had GPIQ almost since it first came out in my other portfolio, and it's performed amazingly well. And so I wanted to add it in, and so I finally got to, and now it's in there. All right. So, and by the way, these numbers are out as of the 4th of this month. So I'm not keeping this up to date every single day. But about once a month, I'll come in here and edit these based upon what the last month has done. All right, so dividends this week. Here we go. Boom, we're up to, we did 144 this week. So we did have an outsized distribution 2 weeks ago from NBII, which bumped this number up. Then it dropped back to earth a little bit with last week, 122.60. And then this week we exceeded that by $22, almost $22. So we have $144. We ended the week on $144 in distributions. I think we're going to see a lower week next week just because of market going down. The weekly payers do not pay as big when share price is going down on the other side. So we should see, I have no idea actually, but I'm guessing, this is just a guess. Guess is we're not going to hit $144 next week. But for now, I'm going to take the 144 bucks. And we did it. We did $144 in a single week from the weekly payers is good shit. I like it. So what does that bring us up to? Let's go take a look. So we are now at $925.41 in total dividends received. Here's my $300 a day. I got to add my 300 bucks in here. And by the way, did get somebody else that signed up for Robinhood yesterday. Thank you so much. So down in the bottom in the description, there is a link to Robinhood. If you sign up for a gold account, they give me $5, which is fantastic. And then Snowball Analytics, if you sign up for Snowball Analytics using the link, they will give me about $5. And so each one of those, whatever I get from them, I'm taking, I have them deposit in my account on the Snowball side, and then I move it directly in. So I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before when I got $55 from Snowball. This is the day before. So $55, and so we're up to $345 so far from Snowball Analytics, $70 from Robinhood. So it adds to our total with dividends that we're investing. So little amounts of money, $5 here and there adds up, as you can see. And so I've not gotten paid out from YouTube yet. But when I do, I think my first payment is going to be like $130. We'll have to go look at the dashboard here in a minute. Let's go see earn. I don't know if it's in there. Analytics. So total is $217 that they're with last month and this month, and I think it's $130 last month ish. So as soon as that money hits my bank account, I'll move it in. So anything that I make from YouTube at all. And I just got monetized not that long ago. So thank you for sharing my channel, by the way. That helps out a ton. And any subscribers or people watching the videos, this is great. So watch hours, are way up, well over 10,000 watch hours on the videos. So, got some subscribers. Obviously, I wasn't doing YouTube before. So, I don't know if this is good or bad. I just know that I'm making videos and, if you like it, great. So hopefully this is providing you some value or some entertainment at least. And if you find some other people that you'd like to share my videos with, great, I'd appreciate it. So I'm not running ads or doing any of that stuff. I don't have time to do it. And so that's all organic people finding it. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Truly, the feedback I get in the comments, I love it, and I'm inspired to respond to every single comment that comes on there, and hear about your journey. If you're seeing some success in dividend investing or whatever, I always like celebrating with you. So all right. So with that, total dividends for monthlies, $27.45 so far. As of the end of the day yesterday, we had $2,915.26 in margin, which to date has cost me 31 cents. And we're going to go take a look at margin today and see I don't know what the market's doing, to be honest. I just jumped on here after a meeting. So we're going to take a look at what the market's doing and see where we're at, make sure we're still in the safe zone on that. All right. With that, let's go over here. So we got, what do we get today? $50 and 49 cents in dividends, so 50.49. Oh my gosh, I always do that. It just doesn't click through. I have to remember this is 50.49. This is Google Sheets, not Excel. All right, so we've got add my $300 in plus the $50.49. So this little calculator here calculates out how much I need to split between the two. So that's a total of $350.49 today. And I'm going to add 30% margin to it. So the math breaks out to $455.64 that we're going to invest today. And we're going to split that between the two weeklies and monthlies. So $227.82 is what we're going to do here. If I wasn't using the margin, it'd be $175. So as you can see, that's one less share on each side, or two less shares that I'm able to buy each day. So speeding up the process with margin is the name of the game here. All right, so over here in the middle, I'm going to light my cigar while I talk about it. In the middle of the screen here, I've got the monthly payers all mapped out on how much they're paying in distributions. And this is the lowest number over the last month. So I come in here and edit this once a month, and I'll pick whatever the lowest distribution is for the last month, and I'll edit this. So we're not counting on the highest, we're counting on the lowest. And then how many shares I have, we update this every day as I'm buying the shares, and then it maths it out for us, tells us where we're at, and that's why this one got, I thought I highlighted this yesterday. Maybe I didn't save it or something weird. All right, so that one's done. Water and trash. Ooh, that green is way dark. What should we do about that? That also kind of sucks. I don't know. We're going to go with the dark one, and then we'll come back to it later. But we got the water and trash bill done. Now we're going to go, and I'm going to put completion dates, and I'm going to put some other stuff over here. But right now we're now up to $68.99. So we're already $8.99 into the $70 that we need for the heating and gas bill. And so I'm not sure why that's so tiny, but I can't read it. All right, there we go. And so we have a $130 target that we have total between the two, and we're $68.99 into it. So let's get into some buying. Let me move Snowball out of the way. There's my dividends for today. Already got those. We already went over the YouTube thing. Let's go over to Robinhood here. Let's see. Oh man, it's up today, 1.53%. But there's still things that are down. So we're going to buy some stuff on sale if we could, try and drive our share prices down on a couple things. All right, let's go look at the last 3 months and see where we're at. We're up 2.51% growth wise in this portfolio since we started this. And if you've been sticking around for a while, we had that up almost 12% at one point until this last Friday up to today. We've had several down days. So we saw a massive drop off, as you can see. So we were doing great. And then bam, we took a massive hit. So, almost 11%. We were almost at 11% there, 10.5, and then right off a cliff. And I think we're hooking back up a little bit today, but we've seen that before. So I wouldn't expect that this stuff's going to go way up until the whole Iran situation is taken care of. In the meantime, let's buy them cheap. Let's buy stuff as cheap as we possibly can. So let's go look at the weeklies. So AIPI and FEPI, we need to buy those so we can try and bring those numbers up. So every day we're going to buy one of those shares until we get them even Steven with the other ones. So let's go put a limit buy on that one. That one's in the red. So I can go ahead and I'm just going to put that in at bid price. Let me turn up my speakers so we can hear the chime of freedom every time a buy goes through. So let's go ahead and buy FEPI. Let's go put AIPI in here. We'll do the limit on that one. $26.99 is the current bid price, and current price $37. So we're just going to put that one through and hope for the best. Trying to do limit buys to buy these down a little bit cheaper. So, oh man, we got everything else is in the green. It's 43. I do want to buy some of these shares down. So yeah, even though it's going up a little bit, we're still down in it quite significantly because of the crypto drop off. But HOW, we're up 7.16%. So unfortunately, I need to buy dollar cost average these today. So, oh man, I forgot the dang calculator. All right, let me grab the calculator out. So let's see where we're at. Let's see. Clear this. All right, we've got $37 for AIPI. I'm just doing round numbers here. Plus $43 for so FEPI. So we're at $80 of our $227 dollars. All right, so let's go TSYX. See what else is down heavy today. See if there's something I absolutely need to jump on. I kind of want to buy a share of PLTW. Let's see if we have enough money. Let's see where we're at. All right, increase our position, TSYX, limit buy. We'll just put that one into bid. We're going to go. Oh, man, that's way off. So current price is $22.95. Current ask is $22.91. $22.80 is the current bid. We're going to go up to $22.82 and see where we're at. So we'll just put that in at $23 plus $23, and my screen brightness just went down for some reason. So we're at $103. So there we go. All right, so HOW, we're going to increase that one. Limit $25.98 is the current bid price. We're going to go up 1 penny above that, and because $26.01 is the current price, so we're just going to make that $26. And that one went right through, $26. Did FEPI go through too, and I just didn't know? All right, yep. Chimes are not working. What the heck? They work sometimes and not other times. All right, so we're at $129, so we do have room to go buy that share of PLTW. We're down 18% in that. We were up as high as like over 10% up on that one. So Palantir is the underlying there, and they of course had their earnings announcement where they're like the greatest company of all time, and everybody's like, we're going to sell their shares. So anyway, I think people are profit taking too in expectation of buying shares from on the SpaceX launch or their IPO. So not launch, that'd be kind of fitting. Launch IPO. So that's the way that is. I think people are taking money out of some of these tech stocks in preparation for that, but that's okay. Allows us to buy down. All right, so we're gonna go 1937. Current price is 1940. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Plus $19. All right, we're at $148. What else we need? Top W. Look at that. Down today, and it's way down. 6.15%. I'm going back and forth on buying Yeth at 28% down, but I think we're just going to go top W on this one because it's down. Red, it's going down on a red day, and our overall share price is down. So $34.40 is the current price and current bid. So we're just going to go and put that in, and we're going to say $34 plus $34. So we're at $182. All right, we can buy one more around $50. And so Maggie there is $43.14, and it's down as well. So we're going to go and increase the share into that. All right, 43.06 is the current bid. We're going to go 43.07, so 1 cent above the current bid price because the current price is 43.14. So we're going to put $43 plus $43, and look at that, 225. What do we say? 227. We're $2 off. All right, so we're good to go on that. So we got the weeklies done. A couple of those orders went through. We're not going to bump them until we get all the monthlies in here. So the weeklies are done. Now we got to get the monthlies. All right. See where we're at. Gold must be down today because IAUI is down. A lot of these are way down. Silver fund's way down, but almost everything's in the red right now because the market's been down so hard. BTCI down. So let's go look at something here. I want to go see when my EX dates are on these. All right, let's go look. So today's the 11th. So if I own, so these NEOS funds are, and the SRV is 15th of the month. So if I buy it by then, I'll get it paid out on the last day of the month. And then these are the 16th. So I'm gonna buy these NEOS funds today so that I get paid on those. So let's go SRV, see where that one's at. I think actually we need to buy these. I thought we were all at 7, but I didn't scroll down far enough. So SRV's in the list. So let's go ahead and buy that one. Increase position into that. We'll do limit buy on that 48.68.7. Oh man, that's way off. So current price is 48.85. So we're going to go up to 48.70 and see if it goes through. We're going to call that $48. 48 plus, sorry, 48. And SPI, that is also a NEOS fund, so we're going to go ahead and get that one. And PLTW went through, and AIPI went through. Woo! Chiming it up. All right, love it. So 52.17 is the current bid. Current price is 52. We're going to just split the numbers here. So we're going to buy that and plus $52. We're at $100 on even. So MLPI, that's also a NEOS fund. So we're going to go ahead and increase our position into that. And 56.28 is the current bid. Current price is 56.30. So we're going to go up a penny on that one. And we're just going to call that plus $56. All right, 156. All right, let me make sure my noise canceling is on. Yep, it is. So I got a lawnmower just buzzing away over here from the HOA. So hopefully you can't hear that. Dude, I'm losing track here. All right, IWMI, let's get that one. Increase our position into that. 51.58. We're going to go up a penny on that and see if that'll go through. So we're going to call that plus $52. We're at $208. So I don't think I have anything that's a monthly that's anywhere close to, you know, what would be that, $14 or what I say, $227. So what I say that? $19. So we need something that's right around $19 if we're going to even it out. So let's go look here. I don't have anything in here. The silver fund is 2760 or 86. That's the closest monthly I think I have to that. All right. So what I say, $19? $19. Yeah, $19. All right, so let's look at this. What's close to $19 that we need to buy anyway? So YBTC is down significantly. TSII is $16. Let's see. Oh, PLTW, look at that. I know I'm going to be a little bit off on my numbers. Oh, I already bought that today. Dang it. All right, let's do this. TSII. You know, I hate buying these on an up day. All right, let's do it anyway. So let's get YBTC, and then we're going to call it. We're going to bring that up to 45 increase. So I'm stealing a couple bucks from the monthlies and putting it into the weeklies. And we're going to go up a penny on that off the bid and send it. All right, so that puts us at $18 plus $18. So we're at $226. All right, so we're right in there off of the $227 that we needed. All right, that's it. So we're going to, and almost all those orders went through. I don't think that's happened since we started this, where there was not at least 5 or 6 of them in here. All right, so TSYX, SRB, and YBTC have not gone through, but the little chime of freedom's been going off. I'm going to drink coffee for a second, and I'll puff on the cigar, and then we're gonna bump those prices if those orders that we put in if they don't go through. All right. TSYX, if I remember correctly, is way off on the number. So 2282 and 2295. That's not budged. So we're going to go 2285 and see if that goes through. There it did. So we got that one 10 cents cheaper than current price. SRB, again, way off. We're going to go up 5 cents on this one because this one's goofy. So we're at 48.75, 48.95 is current price. What I do? All right, YBTC, current price 17.64. We're going to go 1 penny on this one. And it went through. Some days it works, some days it doesn't work. You know, you just put in limit buys and hope for the best. So today we say pennies all over the dang place. So doing great on that. And then let's see what we got here. All right, so that brought us up significantly on our number of shares. So let's go look at the monthlies real quick. So BTCI, EGI, GPIQ. Let's just go see what's 6 still. ROCY, that's the only one. So that's going to make it easy. So we're just going to leave that one at 6. We're going to bump the rest of these to 7. There we go. Okay, so now we are $66.71. away from paying that first or that second bill. So let's. I'm going to tally up some votes on how many days, trading days, do you think it's going to take me to pay that second bill? So knowing that the first one took 24 trading days from the day we started buying monthlies, how many additional trading days are we going to need to buy, buying monthlies? How many more trading days additional will it take us to pay the second bill? So I've gotten votes for 18 days and 20 days so far. So, give me your votes. I'm going to tally them up. So I'm going to go votes for how many days? So let's go 18 and 20. So, let's see how good everybody's math is and forecasting. This will be a fun experiment. I'm going to go back and I'm going to, if you guys don't mind, I'll put your names next to these and, we'll see who the winner is. I don't know what I'm going to give you, maybe a good thumbs up. So, but I'll give you a shout out for sure, if nothing else. All right. So let's go back over to Snowball. We'll go over to the dashboard here. Let's sync up Snowball Analytics and see what kind of work we did here. So let's go back to the beginning of the week and see if we can get all the dividends loaded in here. All right. They didn't load any more dividends, but we're going to just go with this. We'll go ahead and refresh this. All right. Total profit in the portfolio up 1.4%. That number is not accurate because it doesn't take into account the dividends. I think the only dividends it's taken into account are the ones from Monday. So let's go look. Yeah, so it tracked only blocks this week. So all the rest of these dividends have not been calculated in. So that number is way higher if you actually look at it. All right, so that being said, what work we did here so far, we're expected $723.69 a month in dividends. Breaks down to about 23, almost 24 bucks a day. It says you have to receive. So here's the additional dividends it hasn't counted yet. So once it counts those, it's going to be looking a lot more sexy. So we'll get those probably over the weekend. Those will get added in, get reported by Robinhood over to Snowball, and we'll have a full calculation here. But so far, our expected for this month is $685 in dividends. I think we're going to be much higher than that. We started the month, I thought it was going to be we would hit $900. I think we're going to be right up there, $900, $1,000, somewhere in that range. We're going to hit for this month. Today's the 11th, so we still got some time to get more monthlies and more weeklies adjusted and get more dividends coming in. So that said, things are looking pretty good for next week. So I don't know if any of the dividends, anything's declared yet. So blocks is not declared yet. These are all estimated. So, but estimated, this is not going to be a true to form, but actually it might be. So because the monthlies are going to pay out. So as you can see, all these NEOS funds are going to pay on that day. So we might get our first real big, massive day here. So we're gonna find out what that's gonna look like. I'd love that to be more than $100 in one day. That would be sick. So all right, so we're estimated. So the work we did today on blocks and Maggie. So we did buy a share of Maggie. So that adjusted that up a little bit. So we're expected to not go up too much, but $15.46 on Monday, $38.70 on Tuesday, $34.80 on Wednesday. We'll see if these all come to fruition. And that should be a great week of reinvesting, and it's going to be good stuff. All right, so let's go look at my goal here. So I'm at 8% of my goal, and remember, the bills are going to get paid out of the monthly. So this is not indicative of how close we are to paying all the bills. But the goal here is to hit that $102,960. It says it's achievable in 2 years. Obviously we want to speed that up. So we're using margin to drive that forward. So. And as you can see, the portfolio value in 2028 is expected to hit 121K. So, we're going to speed this process up as much as possible. Speaking of margin, let's go back and see where we're at. Let's go look at the margin and see what's going on. All right, so we are at $3,024.93. Let's go update that on the sheet. So 302493. All right, so we're at $3,024.93 in margin. So again, I want to stay below 20% of my portfolio value. So, and this is not true portfolio value. This is minus the margin. True portfolio value. Let's go look at the holdings here in Snowball. We're at $21,776.37. There's a lot of dang sevens in there. All right, so and that's a good thing. So we're at 708 total shares in the portfolio, equaling out to $21,776.37. We've seen a little bit of growth in there in the negative way, right? So our cost basis is $22,265, and now it's lower. This last week has been an absolutely backbreaker. Dividends received, again, the dividends from this week have not been counted in here. So it's be 100 and, we'll call $140 higher. So the dividends received have not been calculated in this number, but we're still in the green, even without the dividends being counted in. But over the weekend, we're going to see that number getting a lot more sexy. So check back in on Monday, and we'll take a look at where these dividends are. They may all report tomorrow too. So we're going to find out, but we're still in the green in the portfolio. A lot of stuff red this week. The bulk of the portfolio on Thursday last week, bulk of the portfolio was green. And within a few days, that's the way the market is. So when we have a big market sell-off, downturn like we've had, it's not even a downturn, but we've had a big market sell-off over the last week. We see this portfolio, just like a lot of everybody's portfolios. My dad's got a 401k, and I'm sure his is getting smacked. So I'm assuming that we're all seeing a similar effect in the market. Mine's going to be more aggressively affected because a lot of these funds are leveraged. So I'm gonna get a larger, when something goes down, I'm going to see a larger drop. When stuff goes up, the theory is that with these, I'm going to see a larger share of the up too. So we're going to find out if that's going to work the way that it has historically. All right, so there's the extra fractional share of Exxon that I got from Snowball this morning. So we got that at $5. Thank you so much for using my link and signing up for Robinhood Gold. So I've got a very fractional share there. So when I'm able to sell that in a few days, I'll do that if it's in the green. And then we got this fractional share of Microsoft down here somewhere. There it is. So we got a fractional share of Microsoft as well that's way down. It keeps dropping. So people are selling off Microsoft like crazy. Not sure quite why that is. I haven't looked because I don't really care that much, other than I'd like to get my full $5 out of that. So we're going to let it ride until it goes back to $5. So we may be holding on to that fractional share. That might be sitting in here forever. Who knows? So we're gonna leave it alone and let it do its thing. And then when it passes $5, I'm going to sell it. So we've got IAUI, PLTW. A lot of these are way down. YATH, of course. Anything crypto, silver, gold. Obviously just getting absolutely hammered in here. And then PLTW, the Palantir one. Palantir. I like the fundamentals of the company, and I like the way they sell, and I think that their management team is fantastic. I think their sales team is out of this world. I would hire any of those. If you work for Palantir and you're a sales guy and you want to work somewhere else, call me. Love to hire you. They sell at a rate that's super high and do a fantastic job. So this number, I think, is out of line for where the company is. So I don't think Palantir should be going down. I think it should be going up, and we're going to stick with it. We're in it to win it with Palantir. I like the fundamentals of that company, and I think that they're going to be great. I might be completely wrong, but I dug into it, looked at the numbers, looked at what they're selling, looked at their contracts, their long-term contracts, and what they've got going on. They're set up for success for a very long time. So I think that'll turn around and we'll be just fine in that. But in the meantime, we're getting some amazing dividends off of it. So expect the dividends here, $835 for the year. I'll take it. I think that's great. All right. So that said, we got a bunch of red today. We're bleeding all over the place. Chippy, let's look at the positive thing. Chippy's crushing as usual. HOW, also great, which is Robinhood underneath, in case you didn't know. And we've been down massively in HOW since we started, even further down than what Palantir PLTW is right now. So it's turned a corner, and it's been great. So we're up 14% in that, and the dividends are absolutely insane. And then TDAX, blocks also doing great. TSYX doing great. And then IWMI turned a corner, and we are in the green on that one today. So that's good. And we're not getting huge dividends off these monthlies yet, but but they're growing. They're growing. All right, so let's go look at one last thing here. And let's go back to the dividend calendar. All right. Yield, it says, is 40%. That's not going to hold. So I've got a lot of people who are like, wow, 40%, are you going to hold that forever? It is not, because as we're buying the monthlies, which have a much lower yield, it's going to balance out. I think it's going to stabilize. I've been saying this for a while, but it hasn't moved. But it's going to stabilize probably around 20, 25%. So, and it'll go even lower when we eventually start tapering off the weeklies and only buying the monthlies and selling down the weeklies once phase 2 is done. So that'll all change, and we will be dollar cost averaging into the monthlies and weeklies, which will be and evenly balancing between the two of them. So the monthlies will stabilize this out at a lower rate than that. So don't expect that to hold forever. And then, but I fully expect that these, by the end of the month, these are all be in the, around that 1,000 range on expected dividends for the month. So good stuff all around. I'm pretty excited about the way this portfolio is going, even though we've had a down week and everything's red. Not everything, but a lot of things are red, and it looks terrifying. I've been through these cycles countless times. I built a lot of scar tissue up where I'm like, it's funny because the emotional roller coaster of investing is high, right? It's if you let it affect you emotionally, then you're gonna have problems. So that doesn't mean you should not make selling and buying decisions, but I don't buy high and sell low. I try to dollar cost average in as things are going down. So a red day like today, I'm able to buy these shares down, and when they go back up, I can take advantage. And that's why HOW is a great example of this. So when HOW was in the red, I was buying it down, shares of it on the way down. And that's why we're up in that one. And some of these will be like that. So NVII, same thing. At times we've been green in that. Now we're red. Will that stay like that? I don't know. But we're going to dollar cost average down on all these. We're going to get a bunch of these knocked out tomorrow. And I think we're going to be in good shape. All right. So with that, big progress today. We did crack over that $20,000 in account value mark that I've been after. So let's go back and look at that. So I'm at $21,772.44 in account value. So doing great. Dividend yields high. We're getting good payouts. Great day on getting paid today. We did some good buys today. Bought some stuff down cheaper than what we originally invested in, and we're set up for whatever comes tomorrow. We're just going to keep after it. So with that, thank you everybody. Happy investing. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you all tomorrow.